Welcome to Funky Mind's Billion Dollar Sales Secrets Lesson 8. For anyone in sales, it feels like common sense, right? More options equals more chances to sell. We always hear that giving customers loads of choices makes them happier and obviously leads to more deals. But what if it's actually hurting your sales? Could offering too much choice sometimes kill the deal? It feels kind of backwards, doesn't it? So today we're diving into something really interesting from Billion Dollar Sales Secrets Lesson 8. It talks about this idea, the paradox of choice, and how it really impacts sales. Our mission here is figure out why this paradox happens, what it really means if you're selling things, and maybe even how it applies more broadly when you're trying to make decisions yourself or help others make them. Let's start with the core problem they point out. You might think offering more options leads to more sales, but the opposite is often true. Okay, so why? Why isn't more always better?
It's fascinating, really, the psychology behind it, and I bet you've felt this before, even if you didn't put a name to it. When customers see just way too many versions of something, they just get overwhelmed. Their brain basically gets tired. The lesson calls it decision fatigue.
Decision fatigue, okay.
And it's not just a small thing. It can actually make people shut down and just walk away. Think about, choosing toothpaste. So many kinds. You just want a toothpaste, now you're exhausted, and maybe you just give up.
Ah, right. So that feeling, that exact moment where having more makes you confused, maybe hesitant, and you just stop. That's the paradox of choice they're talking about.
That's exactly. It's that point where a good thing choice becomes, too much of a good thing. It backfires.
Okay.
And connecting that dot, the material says the more choices, the harder the decision.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
The harder the decision, the more likely they'll delay. Or just give up altogether.
Yeah.
You've probably felt that, like scrolling through Netflix.
Oh, absolutely. Spend more time choosing than watching.
Right. That feeling, it completely stalls things.
Yeah.
In sales, it's like this hidden deal killer. Because people just quietly disengage. They don't complain, they just leave.
So if flooding people with options is actually dangerous, what's the smart way? What's the smart sales approach this lesson suggests? How do you help someone decide without overwhelming them?
This is the really practical part. Smart sales isn't about flooding your customer with options. It's not about quantity.
Okay, so what is it about then?
It's about curating the best few and guiding them to a confident decision. You become like a helpful guide. You filter out the noise.
Ah, curating, like picking the top contenders.
Exactly. Presenting just a few really relevant, high-quality choices. It's not about taking away their freedom. It's about respecting their mental energy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You're acting like a trusted advisor.
Right. And when you do that, you don't just cut down on their confusion. You actually help them feel good about the choice they make. That builds trust, maybe even loyalty. That's a big secret right there.
So less confusion
Equals more conversion. It's a simple equation they highlight. Simplify the choice, remove that friction, that mental effort.
And it's easier for them to say yes.
Precisely. They move forward because the path is clear. They buy with confidence, not confusion. That's huge for conversion rates.
That's incredibly powerful, that simple idea. Less confusion, more conversion. It really flips the script from just throwing everything out there to being strategic, being a curator. And it makes me think, this must apply way beyond just selling a product, right? Where else could this less is more idea work? Maybe in managing projects or something.
Oh, absolutely. Think about presenting a project plan. Instead of giving your boss 10 slightly different versions.
Which leads to endless discussion and no decision.
Yeah, right. You present maybe 2 or 3 really well thought out options, clear pros and cons. It helps them decide faster and feel more confident.
Or even personal stuff, like career choices.
Definitely. Instead of being paralyzed by all the possible jobs in the world, maybe you focus on your top 2 priorities and look at a few specific roles that fit. It makes it manageable.
It really does streamline things, cuts through the noise you might be creating for yourself.
Exactly. Or even onboarding a new team member. Don't drown them in information day one. Give them the essentials, curated, less overwhelm, faster ramp up.
That's a great point. It forces you to consider where you might be your own worst enemy, creating your own paradox of choice. So wrapping this up, the big takeaway seems to be the power of being a strategic curator, not just an option provider. Whether you're selling, proposing ideas, or just figuring out your own life.
Plus can absolutely be more. The real value is in guiding people, or yourself, to clarity.
Which leads to a really interesting thought.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, where else in your work or even your personal life could simplifying the choices actually lead to better results? Not just for other people, but for you too. Are you accidentally making things harder for yourself by creating too many options? Something to think about.
Definitely something to chew on. Go out there and use this idea. Simplify, clarify, and convert more effectively. Subscribe and like for more videos.